full stream for now. Okay. So let's do what we usually do, where we copy the video URL, and I'm gonna stop talking. Actually, while I'm doing this, I'm actually going to properties, method, display capture. Okay. Yeah, so now if I pull up, yeah, that's good. And you still can't see anything. I'm gonna, that's all. Yeah, I'll have to be a bit more careful. Actually, nah, let's do. Okay. No, let's stick with what works. Let's stick with what works. I'd like to be able to see my, like, show my, well, could create a new one. Nah. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yep. Alright. You can see here, so 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. Okay, 7-second delay. That's within acceptable tolerances. And I've got the end card now. So hopefully I should be able to end this thing a lot better than the last 6, 7, because I did a part 2 to stream 5. Alright. Alright, and let's public the stream. Alright. closed the YouTube app on my phone. I use that for I use my phone to monitor the chat because I can't see. I can't be doing stuff in Dragonframe and monitoring the chat on my laptop at the same time. Alright. So, this will most likely be the final stream because we're on 261 and we're trying to get about 280. Yeah. So that's about using my calculator. 19 frames. Yeah, I should be able to knock that out today. So the plan is fairly simple. We're going to have Morgan and we're going to have Morgan tilt her head up to look at Deckard in this little 7 or so frame gap that I've created in the middle of Deckard's line. And then once we've done that, we're going to switch to the reverse camera angle where you can see Deckard, and he's gonna say the rest of his line. It's okay, kid, I get it. And he's gonna nod as he says this. That's the plan. That's all we're doing, and that's pretty much all we're doing today. So that's as far as yeah. I wish I could have animated the full scene. I wish, like, if this was March 23rd instead of April 23rd, maybe I could have done that, but I didn't, and so I'm gonna be stopping here, and I've already been hunting for voice actors, and so I'm gonna focus on that, and I'm gonna start editing this. I'm gonna start adding sound effects and making things look cool, making things look consistent, rather, in terms of cinematography and whatnot, because like every single shot I've done has been different, and there's a number of different things. There's a number of different reasons why that is, and I'm going to be trying to address some of them after I'm done with this, which I have decided I'm going to try and turn this into like a little teaser for my series, and I'm gonna be looking at my setup. I'm gonna be trying to, fine tune and upgrade my setup. I'm gonna be replacing these lamps, possibly with something like this, something with a more, like a less yellow, more like pure white, more like sunlight style, something more like this or like this. Like these are very warm lights, so I want something a little cooler, a little closer to pure white light. And then I'm gonna continue this in some way, shape, or form. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna do that, but I'm wasting time. I should. My phone went to sleep. Okay. I should get busy. All right. First things first is gonna be. Are we in focus? Fucking. Come on. Come on. Looks like we are. Looks like we are. Okay, so I don't have to mess with that. That's good. So, I'm gonna carefully take the first frame and, or not, because I just realized that you can totally see Deckard's hand. That's not. I'm gonna have to move Deckard, aren't I? But I can't really move Deckard. We're still. I'm just gonna have to live with it. I'm gonna have to live with it. It's not like anybody's gonna really notice because they're going to be focused on Morgan, who's moving. Great. I've made the background slightly lighter. Again, my lighting setup not the best. It's a bit too much. Not the best. I wish I had a fan in here. There's no room for one though. Moving too much. And of course, Deckard's coat has. Rest of this is one big, long, unedited chunk of. was me hitting the camera. Unfortunately, I seem to have managed not to dislodge it. I'm gonna be. I wanted to rewrite this scene anyway, so I think I will definitely be doing so with apparently I moved down. Okay. Oh, I never started the music. I'm stupid. Or I paused it for some reason. Whoops. No wonder the one person who popped in here left. Like, no music? Come on. Eventually I should probably, commission somebody to do music. But that, original music for this series, especially if I really want it to be a series. But that would require really nailing down the identity of the series, and although I'm fairly close, I'm not quite there yet. I've got a lot of ideas, and I've committed a lot of them to paper, but until I commit, the latest round of ideas that I've had into writing, then I won't really be able to figure that out. Won't really know for sure. And I haven't had time to do that yet, so the plan is to finish this and then take a step back, look at the lore, maybe do some, I don't know, maybe some figure reviews, or my brother bought me some Lego Clone Commandos. I might try and do something with those. Haven't decided yet, but I will definitely be continuing. I definitely still want to do Galactic Frontier, but I gotta figure out. I gotta not really figure out, but decide what kind of story Galactic Frontier is going to be before I can continue. Because, the ideas that I had when I originally wrote episode that was gonna be, that became this partial scene. I had a very different idea of what Galactic Frontier was going to be than I do now, because the idea of what Galactic Frontier was going to be was still, I'm not gonna screw with the lamps again. Was still evolving, and it's still evolving right now, like in my head. And so I need to properly finish that evolution and properly write out some lore and fully write out some lore before I can start telling stories in this universe. I knew that at the time. I knew that when I started trying to make this. But I ignored myself. I ignored it. I ignored the fact that I wasn't ready to make this because I was so desperate to make this that I blinded myself to my limitations. And so, yeah, I could have told a different story. I could have rewritten the story that I was writing to better account for my lack of knowledge and my lack of time. I could have asked for help from my professors, past and present, from maybe even from Moonshine, if I had. I mean, he has social media. He has Instagram. He has a Patreon. He has Twitter. I have a Twitter that I've never used, and I could have, I don't know, changed the password on, and I could have made a new Twitter and then contacted him and asked him for advice. I tried to ask him for advice through Star Citizen, but that's a video game, and that was not the play. That was not what I should have done. That was me not thinking. I have a habit of not thinking. And of jumping into things without considering, is this actually possible? And so, here I am, only 271 frames deep into what could have been like a 24, 28 frame animation. And I'm only going to get maybe 30 more frames. I'm only going to get to take maybe 30 more frames. basically what I'm saying is that if I've learned a lot from doing this. To be fair, I've learned how much work goes into making something like this, for starters. But the one thing I've learned is to be aware of your limitations, and the importance of stopping and properly assessing, your progress and how much progress you can still make. Because I failed to do that on... Oh, frick, it's Wednesday. Oh, well. I failed to do that pretty much entirely this time around, and I'm paying for it. But anyway, I'd better stop talking and lock in. I've got frames to make. I have to delete some of that other frames. Probably should have. 283. That's where we're stopping. Alright. So now we move the camera. I like that angle. I'm just gonna move. Oh. He was just completely unstuck. That's okay. I did not know that. He had no blue tack on his boots. Let's fix that for this next bit, because I'm actually going to be moving him. For the shot we just did, that was fine, because I was moving Morgan and I was being very cautious. But I'm gonna adjust his pose so that his jacket isn't as in his face as much, so you can actually see it. Because, like, and of course he's behind the backlight again. So let's make sure he's still in focus. Yep. Looks in focus to me. Alright. Three. exactly 12 frames. Okay. Exactly 12 frames. So... Yep. I'm gonna have him tilt his head back about 6 frames, maybe 7 or 8, and have him, well, how about like 8 frames, and then 4 frames it down. I feel like that's gonna be... It's okay, kid. I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. And then we'll... that'll be the end of the... well, the teaser. Because that's all this is gonna... that's what this is gonna have to be. It's not the project I wanted to make, but it's the one I could make. Okay, you know what? So, you know what? We're going to introduce the lean that way. I'm going to have him stand up straight. There we go. And just to make sure, focus check. Yep. Looks like he's in focus. if I glued like aluminum foil on the inside of the decorative jacket, it'd move a lot. It'd move around a bit less. I'll have to try it. Can't do it right now, but it's an idea. Damn jackets. His face wasn't so in shadow, but that's really on me. Shoulda. Like, ideally, these things were gonna be like lights of some kind, maybe. I wish. Oh, I could have used one of those, couldn't I? I have these little, like, battery-powered lights that you put in, like, party balloons. Got like 100 of them. Could have put one of them down here. Or, like, over in the corner for shots like this. Or, like, behind Morgan for, like, shots like this. And that, I could have lit up that side of his face. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna try something. So, I'm gonna try something. Can't quite. Gotta be careful, because I don't want this to show up. There we go! Okay, so, for those of you, well, I mean, that one viewer's probably my dad. He loves when I talk about how stop motion things work. So, to explain what I just did. So, one of the problems I've been having, and unfortunately that was my last note card. Do I have one of the beat up ones? No, I do not. Okay. Can't believe that's actually my last note card. So, what I have done. So, one of the problems that I've been dealing with for this entire shoot is this side of Deckard's face, the right side of Deckard's face, has been in shadow literally the entire scene. Like, if you go back, you look at any shot with Deckard in it. See? Even in this shot, where the light isn't... You've got light coming from over here. You've got light coming in from over here, because that's... There's a big honking lamp over here. In fact, it's this one right here. So, in this shot, you've got a lamp over here. You've got a lamp that's kind of coming in. So, in this shot. So, actually, let me go all the way back to the very first shot, because it's like a dead on, it's almost a dead on shot. So, yeah, I did use them. So, I've got why is it not drawing? Probably because this isn't. Okay. So, this is the first shot I ever did, right? Oh, it's because it's the eraser. Whoops. I'm going to move this back over here. More useful to me. Okay. So, there's 3 light sources in this scene. There's a big honkin' lamp shining down over here. There's a big honkin' lamp shining down over here. And there's a big honkin' lamp shining down from above through a rectangular hole in the set that I've covered with this parchment paper. Which is honestly what I probably should have. Which, if they weren't, if the light from them wasn't so warm, I probably would have covered these big honkin' lamps in this stuff. But I want to maintain the white balance of my scene, so they got note cards instead. So, you might notice that there's no... So, the problem I've been having with Deckard is that there's no lights. So, here's my set. It's got 3 walls and a roof. Light source here. Light here, coming through a rectangular hole. Light coming this way from a lamp. Light coming this way from another lamp. There is no light coming from this direction. So, that means whenever Deckard moves past So, the problem here was that there was no light. This side of Deckard's face was dark. There was no light coming on it. No light. So what I did is I took a note card and I slipped it behind Morgan, right behind Morgan, with the white face, with the white face, the blank side of the note card with none of the lines sticking out this way. So light reflects off of objects. That's how you can see. That's literally how our eyes are able to see. Light bounces off of objects at different wavelengths and in different intensities, and we combine all that and our eyes have like cones and rods, and our brain, there's a part of our brain that takes all that light and it decodes it into a picture we can actually understand. So basically it's the same principle that allows the moon. Basically, what I did is I used the same principle that allows the moon to shine at night. The moon doesn't actually generate light. It just reflects light from the sun, which during the nighttime is on the other side of our planet. So the light from the moon, so like here's Earth, daytime, nighttime. Here's the sun. Well, here's the moon, sorry. Here's the sun. And so light from the sun reflects off the moon and back onto the dark side of Earth. That's why the planet is not completely pitch black at night, even out in the woods, because light from the sun is being reflected is bouncing off the moon and back onto Earth. And that is what I did to light up the right half of Deckard's face. We've got a lamp, a note card, and we've got Deckard. So, lamp's over here, just like the sun. Light bounces off the note card and hits Deckard. Alright. Enough nerd talk. Back to animating. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Just to confirm. Yep, we are in fact in focus. Trying to avoid that. The camera. I mean, we're back at the beginning of the shot, so it's not that big a deal, but still I prefer not to. Thank you. And yes, that is a trick that full like live action movie studios do when they don't necessarily want to put a whole nother light source, because like the studio lights that film studios use are like really super bright, so they don't always want to use. They don't always want to use another light. So they have these like reflective panels that are like silver and way more reflective than my little note card. And so they put one of those up instead to bounce the light from the studio lights they already have set up off of the reflector and onto the actors. So, yeah. Hopefully that's having trouble maintaining position of Deckard's jacket. And it's too much. And now he's looking too far down. Very hard to move just his frickin' head. Erg. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to have him sort of, nod along with the dialogue, and that is... I'm going to turn down the music just a little bit. That is proving challenging. Probably need to dremel out his head or something to make it a bit looser. Make it easier to move. Just a tiny bit. I'll do that on the... I mentioned this a few streams ago. I bought a second Cobb Vanth figure so that I could redo the head. And I think I might try and do that to make it easier to animate him. Because, well, this is proving challenging. Gonna have to move forward no matter what. It's only 12 frames. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. I am a boss. Trying to keep his... Again, I'm gonna I'm gonna try and modify his jacket by like trying to glue some aluminum foil or something to the inside so that it moves less. Just gonna start going in the other direction. I'm gonna turn it inside out. I'm gonna turn it inside out. When I rebuild Deckard, I've pretty much committed to rebuilding Deckard. And when I do, one of the mods I'm gonna make I think I'm gonna have him go down and then go up a bit further. Trick of extending it out a little bit. Probably good that I went a couple frames. an hour in. We're an hour and 10 minutes into the stream, and I've reached my target. So. Yep. There you go. That's still not entirely happy with this little section. Like, it's the brightest part of the film. It goes by really fast. It goes by really fast. But there are some post editing tricks that I can okay. 24. Yeah. Alright. Export. I'm going to export two, I think. One with... Okay.
What is this thing?
It's a storage drive usually containing the message somebody would once get confidential. Now you get it.
The courier he shoved it at me, told me to hide, and he...
It's okay, kid. I get it.
And then I'm gonna export a second one without the audio track because I'm planning on I'm actively looking for voice actors, and I'm going to have them re-record the lines that I fed to the text-to-speech robots so that they sound like actual people, and I'm going to be adding those to my... I'm going to be adding their audio recordings to my footage, and that'll be... I don't know if that'll be easier with or without the test dialogue, because I'll have to remove the robot dialogue in order to sub in the the real people dialogue. But yeah, that's that's all she wrote. that's all she wrote. So, bye. I'm probably not going to stream again for a while because watching somebody animate is a lot less interesting than watching somebody edit a movie is a lot less interesting than watching somebody animate a movie. So, I'm probably not going to be streaming again until I'm animating something again. But in the meantime, I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using the posts section of my YouTube channel as sort of a blog sort of thing. So I will be so whenever I start working on the pre-production for another stop motion, whatever that ends up being, I will, I'll be taking pictures, I'll be taking pictures and stuff and posting it there. So, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.